welcome back with Gail and Bernie and Virginia and myself as we share some time together, which is such a cool thing to do. We always love our time together, and also talking about our own personal journeys and our collective journey to the working together as LightPath journey therapists. Now, in the break we were saying, where are we going to go next? And it's like there was some discussion about how we all felt at the beginning of the course, and it's a little bit, I suppose it reflects in some way how people feel about wanting to have a LightPath journey. You know, we were also talking about differentiating it between regression therapy, spiritual regression therapy, and again I just want to emphasize that spiritual regression therapy's basis is in hypnotherapy. What we use is a very deep and clear meditative process by guiding people in through a meditation. And some people have said to me, oh, I can't meditate, I've never done that, or I'm not good at focusing, or my attention span's not good. It's all sorts of reasons that they say that they might not be able to do this. But always, everybody loves to feel relaxed, don't they? They love the idea of sitting in a warm place with a blanket over them and just having someone guide them and letting go. And that process is very much about them and their willingness to let go, their willingness to take on this process. And while we may be concerned we won't see anything, we won't experience anything, we don't see it with our eyes like we do here, like I can see all of you do right now, can I? Or the table or the chair. We sense it, it presents itself to us, it comes through our other senses in a way that you have to be really willing to let go of your brain self, who wants to talk you out of it, and allow it to show in front of you. Does that accurately describe it?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and I guess in the beginning we were all fearful of whether we could do that or not.
Yes.
Because your thinking does get in the way, and yeah, it's just remaining open, and it just happens.
It does. And like you were talking about before, when we first arrived here on the first day, I was as nervous as you were. I'm thinking, I've done this for this time. Oh no, I've got to teach these ladies, and I've had a really huge growing process through all of you as well. I've grown because you've been so willing to adopt this process and to allow it and to allow me to grow in the process. I think one of the things that's really neat about all of us and our philosophy is that we don't purport to know everything.
No.
And as a therapist, you can't purport to know everything, can you? You can't say that you can fix everybody and that you can do it all and you know it all. When you're working with someone, you have to be so open to what they teach you.
Well,
and as a teacher, you do too.
As we've learnt through the whole process over the months, is that everything changes.
Yes.
You think you're going down. It's like when you have your first child. You think, right, you've got this routine going, and then all of a sudden, bang, something changes, and you're on a different path. And that's what's happened with the LightPath journey. We think, right, we've got it, and then I don't know about you two, but for me, I think, right, I've got it straight in my head, and then bang, a curveball hits us, and we're on a different path again, and I think that's what's made it so exciting.
And it continues to be, doesn't it? Yeah. So perhaps a little bit about how you felt at the beginning, and then looking. We'll start with that. But so how you felt at the very beginning of the process of starting this. Gail, what did you feel?
I chewed my nails down to my elbow. Oh no, that's not nerves, is it? I was extremely fearful of the whole process of whether I would be able to do it, whether I'd be able to take people into a meditative state. When I got them there through the gateway, whether I would know what questions to ask and how to guide them. Would I leave somebody stuck? I didn't. I didn't. It was so... I think the first regression that I actually did on my own, it was wow. I just felt so good that I've been able to do something so wonderful for somebody. And doing it, working together, is just added to it so much, because we're a team that just really gelled. And we'd all have, you know, it was good to have the reinforcement of knowing that the other ladies were thinking along exactly the same lines as you, and if you didn't get your questions in quick enough, somebody would ask exactly the same thing.
We're all tuned in.
Yeah,
same wavelength. Yeah, okay, yeah. Good.
And the actually, and having the regressions too, because like we practiced on each other too. Would I go anywhere? Would I get anything out of it? We did it.
And they're all the same questions that someone out there has when they think about perhaps considering having a LightPath journey, is exploring themselves at their most, you know, at their highest self, their soul self. And it is a soul exploration. It's a journey that you can go on. And I think the thing that I love so much is that you can go and have readings with readers and so on, and they tell you what they see. But this process, you're telling everybody else what you're seeing.
So totally about you and your experience.
Yeah, it's completely the reverse. You're telling those people in the room, or your therapist, or whoever, what you're seeing, and I like that. That's what spins my wheels.
It's just such a high, you know. Who
It
needs
is.
drugs? You know, you just have such a high
It's exciting.
afterwards. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you've tapped into that wonderful space, that wonderful energy. Virginia, how did you feel?
When I initially came,
Sorry.
totally terrified. I thought, what have I got myself into this time? But then realising that life is all about learning anyway, and we sometimes have to tackle those fears and go for it, and boots and all. And the process itself, it was scary actually learning the process and going through it, especially for the first time, as Gail said. It's really quite, it can be quite, but it's absolutely wonderful when you see those people who have come into the room. They are looking at something for themselves. It may be, as I said, a question, a specific question they've got, or questions, or a feeling, or something else that they wish to take in with them. And they're just so amazed when they come back, they come out, and it opens up, or rather, perhaps not opens up, but yes, it does, it expands their consciousness. It does open up that consciousness for them, makes them aware of stuff that they weren't even, or possibly they were aware of beforehand, but it is just the most incredible to see what happens to these people when they come out of this process, and suddenly the pennies drop. The pennies dropped, and is that why I like that, or is that why everyone else like that, or it could be something completely different. I think that's so exciting. And the other thing is, with the process, of course, it continues. So it's not just the instant you come, you return, basically. It's goes on, and I think that is a marvellous process, because it will change your life. It will change your life, and as I said, but actually, as from the therapist point of view, it was really, really quite sort of scary. But through that process, we are also having a look at our own stuff as well, and we've all changed. We've all changed as people ourselves, and but what a wonderful process to help others, and for them to experience their own journey in the way that they wish to.
I was, while you were saying there, I just wrote a couple of things down. It was like gift vouchers, you know, a gift that lasts for lifetimes. I wrote that in my gift vouchers, like it's gifts that last for lifetimes. Give someone a gift voucher for a LightPath journey, and you know, watch it change everybody's lives, and not just for this life but for others. We're going to have to take a break just for a moment, and we're going to come back, and we've got a few more of our stories and exploits to share with you. So stay with us. We'll be back in a minute.
Maybe. It's one that we ever did. We were all feeling quite nervous, and we all had funny tummies, and because it was just
beautiful information, this wonderful spiritual information that we all benefit from. How can you not, when you're tapping into something at such a high level and getting it directly from a person's mouth? It's like